Hello TBDs, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a complete reorganization of my makeup. I don't have any makeup on today because it's a self-care Saturday. So I got some new containers that I do want to switch out for the containers I have in my chest already. Here's really what it's looking like. It is just a mess. I have everything everywhere. Here is my makeup desk that I do my makeup at every day. And then that is the chest that Chris made for me. So I do have some containers in there already, but they're just not organized really well. My palettes are just kind of all over the place. Same with my foundations, and things are just kind of out of bins that I would like to, I don't know, have a little bit more organized. And I don't really have the size of bins that would fit well in here. So I got some new ones. I want to take that and move that on top of there. I also want to just kind of change up how my organization is here. As you can see, a lot of times I just don't have enough room because my makeup is everywhere. So I got some different things from Amazon that I am going to be using to reorganize today. Before we hop into actually reorganizing and everything, be sure to subscribe because I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And if you're enjoying the video while you're watching it, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. I have this kitchen organizer that I'm gonna use for palettes. Now there's only 8 of them in here. There's only 8 slots, so I'm just gonna pick the ones that I use the most because honestly they've just been sitting right here forever. It's basically the e.l.f. Retro Paradise, Natasha Denona Bronze, Natasha Denona Love, the ColourPop Butterfly Effect palette, and the Tati Beauty palette are just, they've been sitting here for months. Same with the Pure. That's just basically been living here. So I would like for them to have a spot that they can sit better. I also got this container that's going to be replacing my acrylic one. This is going to hold all of my lipsticks and stuff. So I got this because I didn't want to be able to see all of the makeup in it necessarily. This is stuff that I'm going to be using every single day. Like my favorite concealers, powders, like bronzers, everything is just going to go in this tiny little thing because really I just need this small little amount. Right now I have it mixed in with standing on top of here, in there, and in this container is pretty much the stuff that I use all the time, but I would like to try and be better about actually putting things away and then keeping my like holy grail things that I use every day in here. Then I got these. I know you can't really see them right now, but these are from Amazon as well. All of this is from Amazon. These are clear containers that I'm going to be putting in the makeup chest. Let me go ahead and take them out. It is from the brand Kutek. I got them, I said, on Amazon. This is a pack of 2, so originally it just comes with 12, but I got a pack of 2 here, and then I just doubled it. So I got, like, there's these small ones, there's these medium-sized ones, and there's the bigger size, and there's 2 of these. Like I said, I got that set and then I doubled it. So this is the cheapest way that I could be able to do the reorganizing of my chest. I was looking at a couple different brands on Amazon and some of them are just so expensive. It's like $10 for one container. Now I know that they probably are very well made and everything, but I just don't have a ton of money to spend on my makeup organization. I'm looking for quality, but also an affordable option as well. Yeah, we're gonna be putting makeup into categories, having all of the same boxes, because like I said, in my chest right now I have just random boxes from like the dollar store, but then some of them are out. I have these clear baskets right here that I don't even know where they're from. It just needs to be better. So let's go ahead and hop into starting to reorganize. It's gonna be a big project, I think, but I think I can do it and it's gonna look so much nicer. I'm gonna utilize the space up here way better for displaying makeup. I will have everything here that I used listed down below if you are interested in buying any of them, but here are all of the bins. You get 4 giant ones, like the biggest size. You get 4 medium-sized ones, and then you get 16 smaller ones like this as well. So I'm thinking those would be really good for blush, bronzer, highlight, but I really have no idea what I'm thinking about doing here. I am just gonna kind of start. First, I'm just gonna take all of the lipsticks and stuff, just kind of put them in a area that they can be off of the top of this. I am gonna wipe this off. Whoa, I need to dust. These are extras. I do want to keep my extras somewhere. All right, now that this is empty, I'm going to go ahead and dust it real fast. I know this is for sure gonna go up here. I just don't know how. Maybe like that at an angle so I can see all of the palettes maybe. That was really easy. I picked my all-time favorite palettes. First, I have the Anastasia Soft Glam, the Pure Raw Beauty Christy. I have the, oh, it's upside down, the e.l.f. Retro Paradise. I have Natasha Denona Bronze, Natasha Denona Love, the ColourPop Butterfly Effect palette, the Tati Beauty palette, and then the ColourPop So Jaded with Kathleen Lights palette. Those are all the palettes I use pretty much almost like on a daily basis, so figured those would be good to store there. This, by the way, is a scrapbook that my mom made me, so I'm gonna display it there in between the lipsticks and the palettes. I did add the Modern Renaissance palette right behind the Soft Glam palette because they both fit in there, so I wanted to have both of them, and I know for like exactly which palettes these are, so it's not a huge issue that I can't see this back one, but I had to add the Modern Renaissance in there. I think first I'm going to do this container. Like I said, it's all gonna be lipsticks. I have all of my lipsticks here on the bed, ready to be sorted. Not sure how I'm gonna sort all these, but thinking like lip gloss, liquid lipstick, bullet lipsticks. I have a lot of options in there. I think I might make one row just for ColourPop because all of these are ColourPop and I have a lot of ColourPop things. I actually just used the label maker to make some different categories that I'll put on. I'm not sure how many I'll need of both of these. I might just try filling this and then seeing how many my lipsticks fit in. Maybe lip gloss can be the top one. Alright, that's as many lip glosses that I have. So I might just leave these in here and then put this on, and if I need to add more to it. I really don't have a ton of lip gloss, and I can always fit more in the back here too. So I think I have almost everything in there. I categorized it by lip gloss, a crayon and lip liner, bullet lipsticks, and then the last two are liquid lipsticks because they are the ones that I have the most of, but I think it worked out well. They all fit in there. I did add all of my setting sprays that I use on top of this just to, I don't know, have something up there on top, but those are the setting sprays that I use all the time. Next we're doing primers. So I have a mix of primers in here, over there. It's just the whole thing, but I'm gonna take all of my primers and put it into this container, maybe another bigger container as well. I just did this drawer. These right here are my primers, and these actually, because they're all the same company's products, they fit really nicely together. And so these are my primers. These two in the back are my false lashes. On this side right here is my powders. And then in the middle, we have eyeliners in these two bins and brow products in these two bins. And I still have some room in the back there, but I really like how all of this looks compared to how it looked, because before it was just crazy, but now everything has a spot. I don't know if you can see here, but these also on the bottom, they're like, it looks like it does have a little bit of a film on the sides, and then on the bottom, it does have raised parts. So it kind of holds the blushes and stuff in there as it is without getting those ones that have to be like divided individually. So I'm gonna fill all of these with my blushes. I think this drawer is done too, so I have my blushes. I thought I had more blushes than this, but I guess not. Maybe I can like do that. I don't know. I kind of want to put face palettes back here because I have all this room, but these three bins are my blushes. Then these actually fit kind of like sitting on top of each other. So in the middle, I have them separated by my sponges and my Tati Beauty sponges. Then I have my liquid eyeshadows and my glitter eyeshadows. And on this side, I have my concealers and eyeshadow primers. These are big drawers. Maybe I can put extras back there. Let me try and figure that out. I just used this bin that I already had, but it had 3 separators, so I put extras on the label, and those are like extra mascaras, extra brow products, and extra setting sprays. This drawer is gonna be one of the hardest drawers because I have so many highlights, so many bronzers, they're all over my desk. Ugh. I took a break to go eat some lunch because I was getting very hungry. It's like 2:30 right now, but I'm again starting on the bronzer drawer. This is what I have so far. That side is a mess. I forget what I was doing. Where'd all my bronzers go? Oh, there they are. This is the drawer that I was the most worried about doing because it's just I have so much of stuff. So here's my bronzers. These are high-end and drugstore. I did the same thing with the blushes, high-end and drugstore. And then this extra one was like a palette that couldn't fit in a normal one. And that's what I did down here. So all of the bronzers that cannot fit in something like this go in here. And then I have my face palettes, like bronzer face palettes back here. Then we come over to the highlight side. These are all of my regular highlights. These are highlight face palettes, so there's multiple of them, and then my loose highlights. Then these are the cream and liquid highlights as well. And in the very back here that I do not use very much, I have body glitter. Never used this in my entire life. Bought them, thought I was gonna use them. Then I also put this e.l.f. body shimmer back here. Those are up here the ones that I really use the most. That drawer is done also. So I think we just have one drawer to do. We literally just have these, which are gonna go in here. These are all of my single eyeshadows. I have some like empty palettes in the back, but I don't really know what else to use this drawer for. The last drawer here is makeup bags. So maybe I can take some of these out and put them up here. I think I'm gonna use either this drawer for like the makeup bags or something else, but this is pretty much done. I just transferred all of my individual eyeshadows. Most of them are ColourPop, but I do have some MAC and some L'Oreal and some NARS and e.l.f. Now we just kind of have to play around with organizing the palettes and the foundations. I don't like how this is right now. They just look kind of, ugh, if they need to be cleaned or something. I did have them with Try More, drugstore, and high end. I'm not sure how I want to do this, but I kind of just want to take out all the foundations and just lay them out in the drawer here, and then just reorganize the palettes now that I have some of those up there already. Just kidding. I want to get this kind of sorted. This lamp was in the middle of this desk and I just moved it over so I would have more space. And then there's that on the side. I never know what to do with this. Like, should I just put it in the middle? I don't know. Maybe I like it on the end. My brushes, this is where my beauty blenders go, but they're all dirty right now. I do want to get this kind of set up, and I want to put labels on it like I did with my lipsticks up there. I think this is going to be my everyday things, like things that I use every single day that I cannot live without. And it's a lot smaller than what I'm used to. So I'm just going to have to do what I can with it, but it's really cute. Kind of had a change of plan. I just moved this over because I wanted my light and my mirror to be kind of similar placement, because one was on one side and one was on the other before, and now all of my makeup stuff's on that side, but my light and stuff is over there. Cool, so now all of the drawers are labeled. I know it looks nicer without the labels on them, but for me, just for not being able to see into it, I kind of like the idea of having labels. So I know, like, primer's right here, concealer's right here, brows here, eyeliner's in the middle, blush bronzer here, foundation, mascara, and then highlight. So I do have my powders on top because they're just really bulky, and then I do have some tinted lip balms and my eyelash curler. But in this one, I have my Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. I have a Dr. Brandt Pore Reducing Primer, my Dermablend Matte Makeup Primer, Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer, my NARS Pot Concealer that I use pretty much in every way. Sometimes I'll put it on the skin instead of foundation. Sometimes I'll use it as an eye base. Sometimes I'll use it as an actual concealer, but I use this all the time. And then I put my e.l.f. concealer and a CoverGirl concealer in here. In this drawer, I have brow stuff. I have Milk Makeup Kush Brow Gel. This is from Makeup Revolution. Then I also have my brow pencils in there, Milani, CoverGirl, and e.l.f. And then in the middle, I have my eyeliners, a mix of Maybelline, LA Girl, Pure Now, and my browns. Basically have one black, a nude, and lots of browns. And then on this side, I have my one bronzer that I use pretty much every day, Milani Silky Matte. And then I have the NARS Orgasm X cheek palette because this has a highlighter and two blushes in it, and I use it all the time. That's the second drawer. And this last drawer has my foundations. I have a CoverGirl BB Cream, L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, Kokie Full Cover, and in the back I have my number 7 foundation drops. Then in the middle here I have my mascara, and then I have my highlights. So I have my Smashbox highlight palette from that Casey Holmes collabed with. I think it's the shade Pearl is the palette name. But I also have my Milani highlighter duo. This is amazing. And I have my Essence Pure Nude in case I'm wanting more of a subtle highlight. Yeah, I have pretty much everything I would need in here to create a full face, and these are products that I use every single day. I went through tons of trying to get these like straight, went through tons of those, but I think it looks really good. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the top of my desk. All of this is to put away, and I want to be better about actually putting stuff away, because once I do that, I get rid of this, clean up this, and I get rid of this box. I'm gonna have all of this completely clear to do makeup, which is awesome. I'm gonna go ahead, Chris dropped his car off actually at the place for an alignment, and so I gotta go pick them up now. So I will continue my foundations and my palettes when I get back. There we go, that is so much better. I just took a damp cloth and wiped this down. If you know makeup, you know powder gets everywhere. You guys get everywhere. So it was like kind of all over, and so now it looks all nice and clean. And look how much room I have for activities now. This is my little thing that I use to put foundation on, to apply it, my brushes, and then my beauty blenders, and then everything in there. So I like how it's just more condensed. Last two drawers. I'm not gonna do a ton with these. I just want to have them look, because right now they're just kind of all over the place. So I want to maybe go through and declutter a few of them, maybe ones I haven't used in a little while, but just kind of organize them, get them in a place. I really would love, honestly, to have some kind of organizer that like sat these up like this, but I have too many big palettes, as you can see, that would sit up too tall for the spacing between the drawer. So I know it won't work with all of them. I just wish that I had like a storagey, something like these that I could put that in, you know, that would just look a lot nicer and cleaner. But I'm gonna go ahead and see what I can do with these and then move on to the foundations. This is what the drawers looks like. It's kind of like playing, what is that game called where it like fits into like the little square? It's like that to me, but I think that I got these like pretty much as good as they're gonna get. Everything, I could see everything, nothing is piled on top of each other, which is awesome. It's going to be a different story with these because they're just large and in charge, and they're just giant palettes. So we're gonna have to see how I can get all of these organized. This is a harder drawer for sure. This is the second drawer. I think it looks a lot better than it did. I did decide to get rid of a few palettes. I got rid of this Profusion Chocolates palette. I just never use it. It has some very pretty shades, but I have other palettes that have the exact same shades in them. They're good, but I have palettes that perform better and have literally the same shades. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm also, now that I have the Pure Christy palette, I'm gonna get rid of this BH Cosmetics Foil Eyes because I literally have everything I would want and need in that palette. And then I also am getting rid of the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette. This just never, ever, ever impressed me. It's just blah to me, so I'm just gonna not keep it. And then I'm getting rid of the Sephora Ombre Obsession. I just never use this. It's not, to me, it's very hard to use, and the shades blend together. I can never get a look with this, so I'm just gonna get rid of this one as well. Got rid of a few contour palettes that I never use, some highlights I never use, this Morphe, the little palette that I never use that I realize has horrible pigmentation. Who thought that was a good idea? Now that I have much better palettes, I'm like, that's not good. It just wasn't good. So I have all of these together now. I have my Jaclyn Hill, and things are not as piled on top of each other. Like all of these I can see perfectly. They're not sitting on top of anything. These are my kind of random palettes, like the Zoeva, Dose of Colors, and JCat are just kind of here. This is my Morphe corner, and then these are like my extra bigger palettes. So I have my e.l.f. Opposites Attract, Tarte Aspen Ovard, and then my BH Cosmetics Sylvia Gani palette. But I feel like these are all of the palettes that I've done, like this one and this one. I use all of these, so I don't want to get rid of them, and I am a lot happier with how they look because even in there, like, they're just not super piled on top of each other and I can see everything. So now we're on to the foundations. don't know what I'm gonna do with this. There's too many. I think I'm just going to take all of them out and lay them all flat and see how that goes, because I can't see them. They're like just all piled on top of each other, and I'm like, what do I have? And there's one in here, so this is not being used very well. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take out all these bins. They just don't look very nice, and after a while they just get really dirty, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and just flatten all of my foundations, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, that wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was gonna be. This side over here is my drugstore foundations, and then on this side are my high-end foundations. I have a like whitener in the back and then some samples. I think it actually worked out really well. I can see all of my foundations now instead of having them piled. So I really feel like I can understand what I have, and when I go to buy a new foundation, I will look at this drawer and I'll be like, no, you don't need more. In reality, I'll probably get more. But I tried to put the foundations that don't roll on the outsides of the, just like hold all the ones that roll together. So I'm gonna close it. Let's see if it works. Oh man, they stayed. I'm just gonna go ahead and briefly show you what we did today. So I organized all of my lipsticks, lip gloss, crayon and lip liner, bullet lipsticks, liquid lipsticks. My setting sprays are up there. I have my favorite palettes in here. I added the Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette because I had to. Oh, it fell. That is all organized. Those are the ones I use the most. And then here is the first palette drawer. These are like my littler palettes. Then I got my big palettes right here. Foundation drawer. It actually looks really good like this. I really like that I can see everything like really clearly. Then we got primers, eyeliners, brow stuff, powders, and lashes. And I have, these are my like powder foundations in this pile right here. Then we have blushes, extra sponges, concealers, my liquid eyeshadows and loose glitters, and then we also have extra stuff back there. Then I have my bronzer pile and face palettes. Then we have the liquid highlights and the like cream highlights here. I have palettes, like highlight palettes, loose highlighters. In the back we have body shimmer. Up here we have my regular highlights. And then I just don't know what to do with this drawer. Oh look, a little travel one. Oh, great. Just put bags up here that I use a lot so that these bags down here can have a little bit of room. So then these two bottom drawers are just like makeup travel bags. That is everything in my chest. Everything looks so good, so organized. I love it. And then here's the desk. So there you go. There is everything. It took me like many hours to do this, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by giving a thumbs up. I love these organization videos. They just make me feel like so much better about my makeup, and I like having a system, you know? Again, I will have all of the stuff that I use to organize linked down in the description below. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.